Reza Pahlavi lives in exile. He is the son of the last Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The Shah was overthrown in the Iranian Revolution of 1979. This revolution brought Ayatollah Khomeini to power and established the Islamic Republic of Iran. Pahlavi was young when his family fled Iran. He has spent most of his life outside his homeland. Despite the distance, he remains a significant figure in Iranian politics. He is an outspoken critic of the current regime. Pahlavi calls for a democratic Iran. He believes in a secular government that respects human rights. He uses his platform to advocate for free and fair elections in Iran. His vision resonates with many Iranians, both inside and outside the country. Pahlavi's life has been shaped by his lineage and exile. He carries the legacy of his father's rule and the upheaval of the revolution. This background shapes his perspective and fuels his desire for a different future for Iran. Reza Pahlavi is a vocal critic of the Iranian regime. He condemns human rights abuses and the suppression of dissent. He criticizes its economic mismanagement and foreign policy. He believes the regime has failed the Iranian people. Pahlavi calls for peace in the Middle East. He condemns all forms of extremism and violence. He believes Iran should play a constructive role in the region. This stance sets him apart from the current regime, often seen as a destabilizing force. Social media is a powerful tool for Pahlavi. He uses platforms like X, formerly Twitter, to connect with Iranians inside the country. He bypasses state-controlled media and spreads his message directly. His online presence has made him a prominent voice for change. Pahlavi's calls for peace and democracy resonate with many Iranians. They long for a more open and prosperous society. His call offers a beacon of hope for those seeking an alternative to the current regime. Iranian politics are complex. The country is a theocracy. Religious leaders hold significant power. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, wields considerable influence. This complex power structure poses a challenge for those seeking change. Pahlavi faces opposition from hardliners within the Iranian government. They see him as a threat to their authority. They tarnish his reputation through propaganda and censorship. His supporters within Iran face harassment and imprisonment. Regional tensions further complicate the situation. Iran's enmity with Saudi Arabia and Israel creates a volatile environment. Pahlavi calls for dialogue and diplomacy, but these efforts are hindered by deep-seated mistrust. Despite these challenges, Pahlavi remains steadfast in his call. He believes a democratic Iran is in the best interest of the region and the world. He continues to advocate for a peaceful transition of power and engages with international actors to garner support for his vision. The future of Iran remains uncertain. The country faces numerous challenges, including economic stagnation, political repression, and international isolation. The outcome of the struggle between the regime and those seeking change will have profound implications for the region. Reza Pahlavi represents a different vision for Iran. He embodies the hopes of many for a more democratic and prosperous future. However, the path to achieving this vision is fraught with obstacles. The success of Pahlavi's movement depends on several factors. These include the level of support within Iran, the regime's willingness to reform, and the international community's response. The interaction of these forces will determine Iran's path. Iran's fate is at stake. Ultimately, the Iranian people will decide their destiny. The world watches and waits to see which path Iran will take.